Number 25, Don Brancheau. On February 24, 2010, Don Brancheau, a SeaWorld Orlando trainer, was killed after a 12,300-pound killer whale attacked her during a Dine with Shamu show. The whale, Tilikum, reportedly yanked Brancheau by her ponytail and dragged her down to the bottom of the pool. Witnesses stated that by the time Tilikum and Brancheau were underwater, he had her by the waist and the pool quickly turned red. Number 24, Taylor Hubbard. Hubbard was a finalist in the Miss Teen USA pageant and planned to join the big leagues sometime in the near future. It seemed to dim in an instant, however, when a Siberian husky sank its teeth into her face and shook her head like a toy. Taylor's teeth and jaw were also broken. 200 stitches were required to repair the damage caused by the attack. Number 23, Timothy Treadwell. On October 5, 2003, American documentary filmmaker Timothy Treadwell was killed in Katmai National Park in Alaska, where he lived for 13 summers. Willie Fulton, the Kodiak Air taxi pilot tasked to pick up Treadwell and his girlfriend, found an empty campsite. Treadwell and his girlfriend's mangled bodies were found by local park rangers. Rescuers found Treadwell's disfigured hand, partial spine, and right forearm in various locations throughout the camp. A large male grizzly, tagged Bear 141, was necropsied on site, and it was confirmed that the bear had partially eaten Treadwell and his companion. Number 22, Charla Nash. In February of 2009, Travis, a male chimpanzee, brutally mauled his keeper's friend, Charla Nash. The attack did major damage to Nash's face, causing her to lose her eyes and nose. She also lost her hands because of the attack. Travis was shot by Connecticut police when the incident took place. Number 21, Brian Jeffrey Griffin. Brian Jeffrey Griffin was swimming in the Dead River in Lake County, Florida, when his friends watching on shore saw alligators and yelled for him to get out of the water. One of the alligators, however, quickly grabbed him by its jaws, thrashed him around, and pulled him down. It was too late by the time one of the rescuers retrieved the boy. He was pronounced dead when he got to the hospital. Number 20, Roy Horn. In March of 2002, Roy Horn, of the popular German-American duo of entertainers Siegfried and Roy, was bitten on the neck by a 600-pound white Bengal tiger named Manticore during a performance at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Horn survived the attack, but was in critical condition for several weeks after. It was reported that Horn suffered a stroke and partial paralysis, and doctors had to remove 1/4 of his skull during an operation to remove pressure off his swelling brain. Number 19, Stephen Miller. On April 22, 2008, animal trainer, wrangler, and stunt double Stephen Miller was killed during a routine training exercise when Rocky, a 5-year-old grizzly, attacked him. Reports state that Miller was bitten in the neck by the 7.5-foot-tall, 700-pound bear, killing him within minutes after the incident. Number 18, the stray leopard. A leopard caused total panic when it wandered into an Indian village where it mauled 11 people. 6 villagers, a policeman, and 4 forest guards were injured by swipes from the leopard's claws. Wildlife officials managed to take the beast down with tranquilizer darts, however. Number 17, Andrew Oberle. Oberle was studying chimp behavior at the Goodall Institute in South Africa. According to reports, he bypassed 2 safety fences to get close enough to the chimps, and the attack was blamed on human error on the part of Oberle. He was left fighting for his life after being bitten and dragged for half a mile. His parents asked the hospital not to disclose the extent of their son's injuries. Number 16, wolves attack a zookeeper. A zookeeper, who remains unidentified, was mauled by a pack of wolves when she entered the enclosure at Kolmården Wildlife Park, Sweden's largest zoo. The 30-year-old woman, who had worked with a pack of 8 wolves since they were puppies, entered alone at around 11 a.m. when the deadly attack took place. The woman died after sustaining several injuries, and her body was recovered only after zoo employees managed to push the wolves back. Number 15, Shauna Hare. Hare lived in a small 1-story house with her mother, Jaren Ashley Hare, and her mother's boyfriend, Charles Jason Darnell. Darnell woke up to find that their 8.5-foot albino Burmese python was missing from its terrarium. He discovered the python coiled around the toddler's body before stabbing it with a knife. Reports confirmed that the toddler was crushed to death by the python and died of asphyxiation. The child's guardians were charged with manslaughter and child neglect and sentenced to 12 years in prison each. Number 14, Carlos Eduardo Souza Jr. Tatiana, a 243-pound, 4-year-old Siberian tiger at the San Francisco Zoo, escaped from her open-air enclosure and severely injured 2 brothers, Amritpal and Kulbir Dhaliwal. The third victim was Carlos Eduardo Souza Jr. A zoo employee found Souza's body near the Tyler Grotto and reported that he saw the victim's throat severely punctured. Autopsy later revealed that Sousa received blunt force injuries to the head and neck. There were also punctures and scratches on his head, neck, and chest. The attack caused skull and spinal fractures and a cut on the victim's jugular vein. Number 13. Fabio. During a ride on a new roller coaster called Apollo's Chariot, romance novel cover boy Fabio was hit by a bird on the nose, causing him to temporarily lose his quote-unquote fabulous style. Number 12. Steve Irwin. The whole world was in shock upon learning that the beloved wildlife expert, television personality, and conservationist Steve Irwin, aka the crocodile hunter, was killed after being fatally pierced in the chest by a stingray barb while filming an underwater documentary titled Ocean's Deadliest. Number 11. Phil Bronstein. Chronicle executive editor Phil Bronstein suffered a serious foot injury after he was attacked by a venomous Komodo dragon at a Los Angeles zoo. Bronstein was shoeless at the time of the attack. He was wearing white tennis shoes during his visit and was told by the zookeeper to take them off, as the dragon might mistake them for the white rats that zookeepers usually feed it with. The dragon's jaws crushed the casing of Bronstein's big toe. He had to undergo surgery to reattach severed tendons. Number 10. Maddox Derkash. Maddox met a tragic death when he fell off a railing enclosing African painted dogs. The boy had vision problems, so his mother lifted him up to get a better view. After lunging forward, he fell and bounced off the protective netting, which is when 11 dogs pounced on him. Autopsy confirmed that the boy died from severe blood loss caused by the attack, not from the fall. Number 9. Bethany Hamilton. On October 31st, 2003, Bethany went for a morning surf in Tunnels Beach, Hawaii. Around 7:30 in the morning, she laid on her surfboard with her left arm hanging in the water when a tiger shark mauled her, severing her arm. Hamilton suffered from 60% blood loss, yet survived the attack and continues surfing to this day. Number 8. The elephant in Kerala. An elephant in the South Indian state of Kerala went berserk at a ceremonial festival, killing its trainer and severely injuring more than 20 onlookers. Number 7. Wes Perkins. 54-year-old Wes Perkins and his companion were pursuing a bear on a snowmobile when it attacked Perkins and severely mauled him, leaving him in critical condition. Perkins was flown to a Seattle hospital but managed to survive. Number 6. Phyllis Johnson. 94-year-old Phyllis was hanging out outside her laundry when a kangaroo appeared out of nowhere and bounded into her, knocking her off her feet and kicking her several times. The woman tried to fend the kangaroo off with a broom to no avail until all she had left to do was crawl to safety. The victim's son used pepper spray in an attempt to subdue the beast. Johnson was rushed to the hospital after the attack, which caused her severe bruises and bleeding. Number 5. Horatian Chapel. A starving 250-kilogram polar bear attacked a group of campers on a remote Norwegian island in the Arctic Circle, killing one teenager, Horatian, and injuring 4 others. The bear was shot dead by one of the group's leaders. Number 4. Jenna O'Grady-Donnelly. Australian tourist Jenna O'Grady-Donnelly was fatally attacked by a pygmy elephant in a wildlife reserve on Borneo Island in Malaysia. O'Grady was said to have been trekking with a friend when they encountered and may have startled the animal while trying to photograph it, causing it to charge them. Number 3. Joe Ramanatha. Joe, a 63-year-old South African zookeeper, came out of retirement due to staff shortages. While feeding some lions, Ramanatha was attacked by an 11-year-old lioness named Nyanga. It was reported that security gates were left open, leaving Ramanatha vulnerable to the attack. His colleagues said that they heard screams after the victim endured a severe bite to the neck. He was rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. Number 2. Musa Jel. A family in northeastern Kenya in the town of Wajir was attacked by a pack of hyenas during their sleep, killing 2 children and injuring 6 other members of the family. One of the victims, 10-year-old Musa Jel, was mauled in the face and had to be airlifted from Wajir to Nairobi when his condition went from bad to worse. Fortunately, however, he survived. And number 1, Darla Napora. Darla Napora, pregnant with child, was found lying in her California living room soaked in her own blood. Reports say that the victim was not breathing and was unresponsive. It was later found out that Napora sustained several dog bites and major trauma to her upper body. It was unfortunate that she was attacked by a dog whose vicious reputation she was trying so hard to defend. Napora was a member of the Bay Area dog lovers responsible about pit bulls. This was a group that was committed to convincing people that pit bulls are not dangerous animals.